Clay Waller put his boat in here in Cape Girardeau. He then took Jackie on that boat just north of where we are right now, not too far away, to a place called Devil's Island in Alexander County, Illinois. Taking her body across state lines is where Waller got himself into even more trouble. Investigators and prosecutors seized the moment. New federal charges were in the works. When Waller made the plea deal in 2013, the county prosecutor made it clear that agreement did not bind federal authorities. In May of 2016, Clay Waller was charged with interstate domestic violence, meaning Waller traveled back and forth between Illinois and Missouri with the intent to kill his wife. A 20-year sentence for premeditated murder was never good enough for Jackie Waller's family. But they took what they could 3 years prior because their main goal was finding Jackie and laying her to rest. With this new charge, though, if convicted, Waller could spend the rest of his days behind bars.
All they know is they're scared he will get out, and no telling what he would do at that point. You can imagine how they little kids think, and they want him to stay in. It looks like it might just happen.
So Waller was sentenced to 35 years, all to run at the same time as his 20-year state murder sentence. Jackie's family so relieved this was finally over.
It's a tough deal. I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy. But we miss her to pieces. Miss her to pieces, and I'd do anything for her. I don't know, it's not right for Clay to live a long life and everything, and her not. But all we can hope for is that we'll see her again someday. And I hope she realizes we're taking good care of her kids.
The Waller case is like nothing I've covered in my entire career. I think the best way for me to describe to you what it was like is that this case became a part of me. I knew immediately I had to take ownership of this story. I learned a ton, of course, about the legal system, but I learned a lot about justice and community. This community was overwhelming. I had no idea how many people cared. A lot of these people that helped in these weekly searches, and believe me, they were weekly, they were out because they cared. Even if they didn't even know her, they were determined to find her. And I learned a lot about family. Her family was incredible. I've never worked with anyone like them. I mean, they were just so loving. And of course they wanted justice, and they were angry, and they were sad. But they also wanted to thank the community over and over and over again. I mean, these are people that I now consider my friends. These are people that I now send Christmas cards to. They're kind of my extended family. And yeah, I would have never known them had it not been for this tragedy. But I'm so thankful that I got to meet the family, and I got to meet all these investigators, people that I now consider friends through something that happened so tragic. So they're hoping that the lessons learned from her story, from her case, might help someone else. So if you are watching, and if you have ever experienced any type of abuse, please seek help. Your life is worth it.